Sweet Home, and uh, yeah, it was an interesting ride. Also, this doesn't have a Blu-ray release; it has a DVD release, in Japan only. So you, unless you have a region-free player, you're not watching it on DVD, which sucks. So we had to watch it on YouTube in the shittiest quality
Mm-hmm.
I've ever seen. To be
But it
completely
also said it's highest quality.
yes, it. Well,
Yeah.
I actually watched a different one. It was in 720p, but it didn't really help much. It was
Oh.
still very pixelated and grainy. Um,
The music was pretty rad in this.
so I'll give the description for this. A TV production crew are making a documentary about the infamous painter Mamiya Ichiro. When they start filming at his old home, they come under attack from the ghost of the painter's wife. So I honestly forgot that that painting was even involved until I
forgot
watched a
there was a
video
painter
about the
involved.
movie after I watched the movie, because
Mm.
I'm like, oh, let me see a little bit more about like what was going on here. And that painting is fucking awesome.
Yeah.
That was one of the, I was like, oh yeah, the painting. Also, I was kind of like out of it for a little bit too. I got really sleepy. And I don't know if maybe I was getting bored during the movie or I was starting to go into a different dimension at some point. So
Probably both.
it's one of those things where, you know, like when you're falling asleep and like, but you're trying to watch something and all of a sudden the movie and it starts to like,
Mm-hmm.
what is happening in the world anymore? Like
Yeah.
we fall asleep and don't realize it kind of things. And
Yeah.
No, I got into that where I just wasn't really paying attention, even though I was watching it, and then I kind of clicked back to reality when that music came on.
yeah, the
All the-
music does slap. Yeah, it is really good. The practical effects for it are really nice too.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
From what I
I
could
like that
see.
monster. The monster is
Mhm.
pretty rad.
Oh, at the end?
Yeah.
Yeah,
she
that was
really-
awesome. Also, I didn't know what the fuck the ending was. Like, what the hell was going on?
I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
I have
God.
no idea. I don't know what was going on most of the time.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I couldn't see what was going on most of the time. That was the
Yeah.
other issue.
I could see what was going on, but I couldn't follow a storyline at all.
You would think, I think there might be some rights or something that are like up in the air, because
There might
you
be.
would think that this movie would have something like a
'Cause,
Blu-ray
like-
release.
Yeah.
It makes sense. Like, the idea of the plot makes sense. I understand what was happening, but I wasn't understanding what was happening. Like,
So
this
from
ghost
what
was the painter's wife liked to steal babies, throw them into a furnace, and burn them alive. And she had her own baby that she like threw into the garden and buried. And that we see that thing at one point. I like the first time we see that thing, and then it just like breaks its
Yeah.
neck.
Yeah, it starts to like shift. Like
I don't know
some
what
of that
happened
shit
there.
was wild.
Um,
I really want a Blu-ray release of this movie because
I want a
I
Blu-ray release
couldn't-
so I could see that painting that they were.
yeah.
yeah, I
at,
want to be
yeah.
able to see that. And also, there's a scene where the girl, I can't, Asuka, I think was her
Oh.
name.
Yeah.
Asuka, yeah.
Yeah, so she was the one that was like in the wheelchair at one point,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
then she like turns into lava. It looked like
Oh
yeah.
no,
I
that
couldn't,
was,
but I couldn't see much of anything, and I'm like, what am I
no,
looking at?
I was able to see that, and that looked baller as hell.
Looked
Like I
cool.
really,
I kind of thought that
I
it was
really
supposed
liked
to
that.
be like replicating when the film burned, because
Oh,
film
yeah,
kind of
sure.
gets like melty and stuff. So it was
No,
supposed
no,
to be
it
like an
wasn't-
outward to that.
It
but-
wasn't that part I
was
wasn't
cool.
understanding. It was I straight up just couldn't see what was happening.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah,
'cause
she
it
was pretty much like a volcano.
Mhm.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
And I'm
And
like,
then,
that's an
uh,
interesting effect. I wonder how they did that.
So yeah, there's a part of the storyline where there's the dad character who, how it all starts is they want to ask to film in this
Mm-hmm.
mansion for this documentary, and there's a B plot of, you need to get with this chick because mom's dead and you need someone to take care of you because I'm not gonna do it.
Yeah, that was
That do-
weird. Just like, you're not getting any
Yeah.
younger, go bang
Yeah.
somebody.
Oh, there was, I think he was a cameraman in the movie, but
Yeah.
there's a part where this guy gets melted in half.
Mm.
That was awesome. There's like this
That was
big
great.
hole, and it was really goopy and nasty looking.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And it's just,
And then she
How-
beat him in the face with a wrench.
oh
Mhm.
yeah, which I was also like, why are you attacking this guy?
Right?
Well, I mean,
Why are you hurting him? He didn't do anything. He
Yeah, that
needs
seemed
help.
that seemed
she
a
was
little...
in her own. She was being
She
possessed
was
half the
possessed
time.
at
Yeah,
one point.
like
Yeah,
Yeah.
you know,
she's having a time herself.
Mhm.
picking up dead babies from the garden.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't really understand though, because like at the end, when they give her the dead baby, so she stops trying to steal the daughter that
Mhm.
isn't even young. Like I'd understand if the daughter was like 5 or something like that, but the daughter's like at least 16.
Yeah.
But then she turns into like an angel and like ascends and stuff like that.
Which I was like,
So-
what the fuck is happening?
I
Mhm.
just, I wasn't like, did somebody like purposely keep the baby away from her? Like, I'm unsure what was occurring.
Yeah, I mean, I think there was probably like just some sort of like weird trauma stress since her own baby got burned in the
Well, she was also
furnace.
burning other people's babies, so I don't.
I mean, who
Ye-
doesn't? right?
Yeah, so her baby would have friends, and I'm like, that's okay.
That's not how it works, but
I mean, trauma makes you do some really weird shit.
Yeah.
yeah.
Not
this,
that
I
that
couldn't-
excuses it, but
the story just did not make sense. The random old guy, I don't even understand where he came about.
He came from
I
the gas
just showed up.
station.
He just showed us up.
I
Yeah,
had
he
a
was.
theory
He worked at the gas station.
in my
He-
own head that old guy was actually the painter.
Yo, me too.
I think
was
he was
thinking
the
it was-
painter and he was protecting the house.
I like thought it was a painter too, because when he just goes to get Emmy,
Mhm.
and then he comes out and then he's like melts pretty much, which was really
Mhm.
cool. I really liked that
Yeah.
effect.
Or the effect where like he gets blasted out of the darkness.
Yeah,
Mhm.
like this movie makes no fucking sense, but the effects in it are pretty ball. Like I like the effects.
Yeah, they're. You said baller a lot. This
Yeah,
is
I know.
interesting.
I don't
What's
know.
happening to
I
you?
don't know what's
Who
happening.
are you?
I don't
Have
even
you
know.
ever said baller on the podcast? Have I ever heard you say a
Maybe.
period?
Probably.
Probably.
Just hanging out with the
I
wrong
say
crowd.
It's it's because you're used to me saying wicked. So when I'm like, yeah, it's pretty wicked. But anyways,
Fucking rips.
the
That's the
effects
Midwest
in
way.
it were pretty cool. Like I really like that stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah,
but
the
I
puppetry for
thought
that-
he
that
was
mega monster thing at the end, especially when the baby's head starts popping out of it.
Yeah.
Amazing. Why do we not get shit like that? The fact that the monster actually looked unique too, that was nice
Yeah.
Mhm.
and terrifying looking.
yeah.
It's so gross looking.
I was waiting for like the babies to like pop out though and start like walking towards like them. You know? Like
Oh
Mm.
Like,
god,
I
I'm just
don't know.
imagining like it's like a
I want to
a
say
big
the
chain
babies
of babies.
Yeah.
the babies were coming out of its neck. So
Yeah, that's where babies come from.
yeah,
You
you know?
In terms of like plot, I kind of got more of a Silent Hill vibe
Yeah.
from this
yeah.
instead of Resident Evil. I also, this movie is 5 strangers go into, well, they're not strangers, they all know each other, but
Right.
5 people go into a mansion in the woods. Reminded me a lot of The Haunting of Hill House and The
The
House on
Haunting.
Haunted Hill
And The Haunting.
and The Haunting.
Not
Because
the remake though. Even
Yeah.
though it has Owen Wilson and he gets decapitated.
apparently my opinion on that movie is not what everyone else's is, because
You loved it.
I like that movie. That movie, I loved all of the like faces, the cherub faces in the walls and like the sculptures when I was a kid. That came out when I was like 9 years old, and I was like, I love it. And so now I look for a lot of furniture and stuff like that
It
now.
freaked me out when the gargoyle head swing thing comes down and takes Owen Wilson's head. That freaked me out as a kid.
Yeah.
But
I don't know. I mean, probably if I watched it now, I wouldn't think as highly of
there
it.
is a
but-
movie that Silent Hill like, borrows from. It's Jacob's Ladder. That's what it is. Which is a really good movie, not the remake. Don't watch
Yeah.
that. The original one. It's got Macaulay Culkin in it. And it's really sad. It's a very sad movie. Like there is some awesome weird ass shit going on in it, but it mainly has to deal with like PTSD and people dying in the afterlife, you know, and how to move on in the afterlife, things like that. And oh my god, by the end of it, I was just destroyed. Like, oh my god, it was such a sad fucking movie. But honestly, like most horror movies, like the best horror movies are pretty sad. So
yeah. Of course, this movie had a happy ending. You think like the lady and the daughter
Dad's
get out
just in a closet.
Yeah.
A wardrobe. That's what it is.
He was in a wardrobe holding that talisman.
Yeah. The old guy couldn't hold it, but he can hold it for some reason.
I'm telling you, it's because the old guy was the painter.
Yeah, I agree. I like that
Mechanic
theory.
and a
I think
painter.
it's a good theory. Well, he's good with his hands.
So is your mom.
Why is it always a your mom joke?
Because she watches it. So.
She listens when I make her listen. So
yeah, I feel sorry for her. I don't even do that to my dad, so I'm like,
yeah. But
I don't think my dad even realizes I do this. I straight up think he just has no idea. He knows I did a podcast, but I don't think he knows what a podcast is.
That's okay. So I don't really have much to say on this movie, honestly, other than the practical effects were pretty awesome, and the story makes no fucking sense.
Yeah.
I think that's just a Danny issue, because I followed the story fine.
Like, I knew what was happening, but I was also like, what the fuck is this?
I understand what was happening. I just didn't know what the fuck was happening. Like, I get the story premises. Lady, burning babies, painter's house, she lost her baby. I don't know really, honestly, how she lost her baby. I think I skipped over that part.
You know, you just like, you look away and a baby just disappears.
Yeah,
yeah, I think you lost that part.
Stealing everybody?
Yeah, you lost, like, the crucial bit of, like, why the baby initially dies.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Yeah, like, that's kind of crucial to the plot.
Yeah.
That explains why
like, what happened to the baby and probably why.
What happened to the baby?
So she went downstairs to turn the furnace on, and it was when the baby had started learning how to walk, and the baby ended up going into the furnace without her realizing it, and she turned the furnace on and burned her kid. And so she went in to save it, and that's how she ended up burned. The baby
makes so
dies.
Much more sense now.
Yeah, crucial plot point there, Danny.
Okay, I did not have that in my movie.
Yeah, so her, like I said, you know, her trauma of that event, of her like, oh my god, I killed my kid, like, and then she's stealing town babies to try and give her kid friends, because she's fucking insane, because she killed her own. But, yeah.
That's why she has the babies popping
that makes
out
a lot
of
more
her
sense
burns.
now. Everything just clicked. Like, everything just clicked. Okay.
Yeah, like,
wait a minute, this movie's a brilliant masterpiece! Oh my god!
I wouldn't go that far, but...
yeah, I mean, like I said,
I
liked
is that
it,
I couldn't see what the fuck I was looking at because of the quality. Like, why is this stuck on just one DVD from back when it, you know, like, back in, like, 2000, because DVDs weren't 1989, but still, it's like, where's the Blu-ray?
So
we need a Blu-ray.
Couldn't see your movie beautifully. I missed a crucial part of my movie. Cass seems to just have everything.
Yeah, the only things that I think probably were missing for everyone is that I wish the song that the gas station attendant was singing was translated.
Yeah, because I didn't know
Yeah.
what was going on with that.
And there were like multiple scenes that
I
like
wanna
somebody
say
said
it was-
something and there was no translation at all, and I'm like, do we just not need to know what they
I didn't run into that
said?
issue.
There was
No,
like
I did too.
There was 1 or 2, maybe 3 scenes that were like that.
Yeah,
Yeah, I didn't run
I
into
ran into a
an
couple
issue
scenes
with
like that.
Yeah.
I also had the no words on the song. I'm gonna assume honestly, like, because at that point I thought it was a painter. I'm just gonna assume it was like a lullaby.
I think so. I think it was, and that's why I think the painter probably was the gas station guy was the painter
father.
and the father,
I
because he makes the comment to the other woman like, "Oh, you don't have a kid. Good. You've never had children. Good luck." Because I think that's implying that like that's my kid that, is, was buried in the yard or whatever. Like I think
Yeah.
there's that underlying connotation there.
I don't think he was a painter, though. I think they were saying that
No,
the painter was dead.
Well, they said
Well-
the painter had died, but there
Yeah.
was
No.
like, yeah, he died. Like he may not have actually died.
yeah, I like me and
You know?
Cass's theory here. Yeah,
You
that
guys
song
always
is
gang
probably.
up on me when it's like, I'm like, no, that
No,
doesn't
I
make any
like-
sense. And you guys are
I
like,
am-
no, Justin's a moron. Don't listen to him.
I agree with Cass because I thought the same exact thing.
Whatever.
Yeah.
But it's probably like a popular lullaby or something in Japanese
could be.
culture.
Yeah, it could be.
Just like how we have like Twinkle Twinkle Little Star and like
Mhm.
crap like that.
Yeah,
I don't think
'cause,
everybody
like,
has that.
it gives him like this, strength, right? And so that's why I feel like it was
Yeah, that was
more metaphorical that like yes, he was a father and like had a kid and it was probably his own, and so he's got this strength to like go
Yeah.
rescue his kid, and then maybe
I don't know.
our theory kind of falls apart when it he
I
doesn't make it.
I don't know. I'm really actually now digesting the movie because I legitimately did not have that part.
Yeah, it's kind of important. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
So this all makes a lot more
Mhm.
sense.
I'm glad it could be cleared up for you.
Yeah, but I'm still with Cass on that guy had to be like the painter. Like
Yeah.
he could have like just decided to disappear because
This
his
is-
wife died
This
and
is
his dude
definitely a
died.
movie that deserves to be watched more than once.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
I think it's one of those, like, if you can actually watch it with clarity,
Yeah.
you'll actually get more invested in
clarity
it. Because,
and have the scenes that are meant to be in it.
like,
Mhm.
Arrow Video, please. You
Mhm.
pull out some of the most random fucking shit. Look, I understand that you want,
Yeah.
oh, we need to have a Blu-ray release of my stepmom is an alien, but how about we have Sweet Home on a fucking Blu-ray? Severin, Vinegar Syndrome, Criterion, somebody,
Could we
please.
could we petition them if we had a bigger following? I'd be like, hey guys, let's put pressure on Arrow to make a Blu-ray.
I'm sure
release of
Arrow
this.
would be down for it. They'd
Probably.
spit out the most random fucking shit. Like I said,
Yeah.
my stepmom is an alien. It's one of them.
Yeah.
I'll just cut this video up, put it on TikTok, and just
Mhm.
at them 1,000 times. Like, yo,
Mm-hmm.
we
You
want to
can also-
understand this movie better.
You can also make YouTube shorts from the podcast as well.
Yes.
From the app, from the YouTube
Mhm.
app. So
Yeah, I mean, might
Yeah.
as well just
Facts.
cut it up for TikTok, and then I could just upload it as a
Mhm.
reel.
put it in both. Why not? YouTube short and TikTok. All right.
That was the goal. I literally just said that. But anyways, so I definitely say watch
Suck
this
my
movie.
balls, Danny.
Where,
All right. So
I'm
just
good.
kidding.
I would definitely suggest watching this movie where you have all the parts and hopefully all of it translated.
All the
and,
parts are there. You
not
just-
in mine.
we
Danny, we watched the same movie.
you watched the same movie. I think you were not there.
Yeah.
We did not watch the same
You
download.
I
though.
watched a
I
different download.
I watched the
than
same
you.
one on YouTube
you-
as you did, Danny.
Same exact one she
Alright.
did. I watched a different
Yeah.
one.
I
So it
straight
had
up.
all the stuff translated for me,
Mhm.
but you missed some parts because you were off fucking I don't know where.
Maybe I had a seizure. Who knows?
You just had
Maybe.
it I had a 2-minute seizure. It's fine. My brain doesn't work anymore, but it's fine.
It's fine. It's fine. No, I legitimately do not remember that ever being told.
Danny,
It's like the third
we have
act.
a hard we have a
whole
hard time
exposition of it.
remembering anything. Like we could have just watched the movie and we would forget half the movie.
It's
Mhm.
valid. It's true. We do that. Aside from like this movie just being this, I do think it's worth a watch. Like honestly,
Yeah, it's cool.
like
I like
I
it.
was going like after like the first like 10 minutes, I was like, oh my god, I hate this. I'm gonna tell people not to honestly watch this. And then once you get through all the practical effects and like the wicked music and everything, it's like, all right, I'm here for it. It's pretty cool.
I think if we
enjoyed it.
actually had a cleaned up version of it, it would be really nice to have.
It would
So
be really
Arrow,
nice.
about that Blu-ray of Sweet
I
Home,
I will buy that
1989.
immediately. Buy that because
Yeah.
yes, if you could
You
have
know,
it on
I
a
feel
4K Blu-ray, I'd love that. But I'll take
I
I'll
feel
take
like
the regular.
there's
Blu-ray.
people that would go for it though, because like
Well, yeah, just because of the significance of it being connected
Yeah.
to like
Mm-hmm.
not like directly connected to Resident
Yeah,
Evil, but
yeah.
still like the
It's-
fact
It
that
is
it's
the
like
inspiration.
it's the
Yeah.
inspiration. It's like, well, I mean,
it makes
among
sense.
other things too.
Yeah,
like,
it's
there's
some
a
of the
whole bunch.
inspiration. Yeah,
Yeah,
which I
but-
think is that's the appeal for it. I mean, that was why we watched it. So
Do we know anything about the game that like also came out at the same time that was like popping up for some reason?
So the game is tied to the movie, like it
Mhm.
is both together as like one thing. You play as basically it's like a turn-based RPG, but with horror stuff in it. So yeah, think of it kind of like a Final Fantasy, but everything's really gross looking. But yeah, and then there's like each character. So you have like 4 people in your team, but they can only carry like so many items. You have to like item management and stuff, which is part of survival horror. And yeah, there's a whole bunch of other stuff in it too. But yeah, it's an NES game, Famicom game. It didn't make it to America because they did not want all that gore on the NES. They were like, fuck no on that. No. But
Yeah.
you can download a fan translated ROM of the game and play it. So it is possible to play the game. It's just there was no official English translation of it. So you'll have to sail the
Interesting.
seas in order to know what the hell's going on, unless you know Japanese, which I mean that's sure. But yeah,
more power to you.
it's like a 4-hour long game too, so it's not super long.
Yeah.
I imagine that it's extremely difficult though, because most old games are. But
So moral of the story: watch this movie and play the game.
yes,
Yeah.
sure, go for it.
Get
Yeah.
your origins out there.
Make your origin
Something like that.
story.
I don't know.
The fuck is
Who
that? It
knows?
sounds like a Lifetime movie,
Make your origin story.
or like a
Yeah.
commercial for like yogurt.
Why
Make
yogurt?
your or I don't know. It's because it always has like that hashtag like make your origin, like
Nah, I'd say perfume over yogurt.
or that.
Yeah, it's more obscene to do
Makes
perfume.
sense too.
True.
But yeah, I think that's it.
Yeah.
Really.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a pretty basic movie. People go in a
Yeah.
mansion, spooky shit happens, and then it's over. I mean, that's generalizing the whole thing, but there's more.
Yeah,
to
that's
it, but
pretty much
the
what
special effects are
happened.
dope. If you like movies like The Thing and shit, where you see a bunch of nasty, goopy monsters, this has got plenty of those.
Yeah, this has got
especially
goopy
for the
monsters.
80s, like
Yeah.
in like late 80s, but like still, that's the stuff that they were like cracking out was pretty good for that time period.
Yeah.
Yeah. Check it out. It's on YouTube. Watch it for free. It looks like shit on YouTube, but until
Free with no ads.
Yeah, until
Yeah.
you can until we can get a Blu-ray of it or something, anything, please. Until then, we'll just wait forever. I don't
Yeah,
think
probably.
there's gonna be any chance of it, but
Yeah.
just it's weird because his other movies are very acclaimed. It's like, why wouldn't you get this one? Just
Yeah.
doesn't make any sense. Like, Cure is in the Criterion collection. Like, come on, Criterion, come on.
Yeah.
We'll
Yeah.
just send them a strongly worded letter.
Yeah, let's just all spam Arrow or whoever to get us a
I would buy it.
Blu-ray
Yeah.
of this
We'll
movie
we'll sponsor it. Whoever like
with updated translations
Hey,
that are
Yeah.
hopefully more accurate.
if there is anybody that I would want as a sponsor, it is Arrow, so that I don't have to spend my money.
That's fair.
Like, yay, awesome! I can
Like-
finally have this.
Yeah.
yeah, free's nice.
Mm-hmm.
Could always go with free.
I
Yeah.
thought you were gonna like reveal something or something.
That's what I thought too. I was like, whoa, what is she doing?
She's gonna take her shirt off to get the.
Actually, this
No.
is like a
views.
crop top sweater, but
Oh,
I have high top shorts on, so you can't see shit.
High
Yeah.
top shorts.
Yeah,
Hello.
yeah, she can take her
Um,
pants and wrap it over her head.
yeah, should be
Sure.
like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so that's it. We're on
Mm.
YouTube.
We're on
YouTube.
everything.
right
We're
now.
on YouTube. We're on Spotify. We were streaming on Twitch, but it was kind of just like not worth it, honestly. So, and we were losing all of our videos, and it's like, how are we supposed to have people go back and look at videos when we don't have them? So,
Yeah.
we have them recorded, most of them. We're probably not gonna upload them though. It's,
No.
it's
We're
kinda
just gonna have. I think the last episode uploaded on this channel was like 20,
yeah.
and now the next one that's uploaded, it's well technically the last one, which was 94.
Yeah, so
Mhm.
that's a lot of videos.
Yeah,
But
we've
they're
watched
all-
a
you
lot
can-
of movies.
We're 5 away from 100, so that's exciting.
5 away from 100, and then
Mhm.
we're gonna watch something for the 100 that's I feel like should be a big deal. But next
Probably.
month,
Resident
I
Evil
think,
Extinction. No.
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 Next month is wait.
Next month is September.
Oh,
Oh, wait,
well,
this
we
month's
we
September.
no,
I'm
we
confused.
fucked up because we're in September now. This
Yeah.
should have last week
Mhm.
should have been the end of the Asian horror month, but we didn't get to finish, or we didn't get to do that first week. So
We got a little messy this week.
so
Or
'cause
this
there's-
month.
because the end of September would have been our 100th episode. So
Oh.
it's going to be in October. So we'll just
That'd
have to
be a
figure out.
big-
if
So
they
does
do
that
be
mean
like that.
we'll kick off October with our 100th episode?
Yes, which honestly kind of works a little bit better. So yeah, we'll have something.
Yeah.
I feel like we should pick something big, but I don't know what. But
We'll figure it out.
We'll figure something out. Something that none of us have seen, because that's how we're doing it.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing. We've never
Alright.
watched any of this
The
because there's so
Purge.
much shit. So much shit. The cat.
The
Well,
If you
Justin,
like-
sign us off.
If you like the video, that will help us out. Every like will donate $1 to Lydia eating food again. I'm
Mhm.
just kidding, she eats all the time.
No, she doesn't. She's starving. She'll tell you that she's starving.
give
And that she doesn't get her drips.
every cat deserves drip.
Every
But
cat deserves
We're
their
on
drips.
Spotify and pretty much all the podcast things except for Apple because Apple hates us. And
Yeah,
then,
fuck you, Apple.
Yeah, we're on all the other podcast things, and yeah, now we stream on YouTube. We
Mhm.
stream every Friday.
Mhm.
Subscribe, and you'll know when we stream.
Mm-hmm.
Usually, it's supposed to be 8:30 p.m. Central Time, but
It varies.
it varies. So yeah,
Sometimes we're late. We're only human.
yeah.
Mostly.
Or we just don't do anything.
Yeah.
But yeah, we try to come here every Friday and do stuff. So
Mm-hmm.
next month, or this month, the rest of this month, we're gonna do other countries that you wouldn't think of for horror movies, because we were like, oh, we did the Southeast Asia stuff. I'm like, oh, okay, like, you know, Thailand and all that. What
Mhm.
else is there?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
There's some interesting ones. So yeah, be prepared for that for next week. So we're gonna pick the movies, but we're gonna leave now. So as always, get the fuck out and bye.
Yeah,
Bye.
Bye. Thanks for watching.